Blessings and gratitude to all of you out there. I'm Sherry, and we are here studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles together. Got my favorite blue book. Today we're going to be reading lesson number 105, and it's Sunday where I am right now, and I feel like Jesus wants to come through with some preaching this morning. So give yourself a hug, because we're about to get a lesson in humility as we learn about this lesson. God's peace and joy are mine. We're going to learn a little bit about how generous we are and what's going on in our mind in terms of giving and receiving in various ways. So let's get ready for the sermon. Here we go. God's peace and joy are mine. God's peace and joy are yours. Today we will accept them, knowing they belong to us. And we will try to understand these gifts increase as we receive them. They are not like to the gifts the world can give, in which the giver loses as he gives the gift. The taker is the richer by his loss. Such are not gifts, but bargains made with guilt. The G word. The truly given gift entails no loss. It is impossible that one can gain because another loses. This implies a limit and an insufficiency. No gift is given thus. Such gifts are but a bid for a more valuable return, a loan with interest to be paid in full, a temporary lending, meant to be a pledge of debt, to be repaid with more than was received by him who took the gift. This strange distortion of what giving means pervades all levels of the world you see. It strips all meaning from the gifts you give and leaves you nothing in the ones you take. So that's how we give and receive in our culture, and it's because of the way that we were indoctrinated and raised and influenced, and it's okay. It's all is forgiven, right? This is where we learn. But please take heed and be honest with yourself when you're going through your meditations with this lesson today. Be super honest with yourself about when you give anything. Is there this little part of you that has an expectation to receive something in return, perhaps to receive more? Or maybe you're giving as a way to try to gain someone's acceptance of you, or you want some kind of validation or something. It doesn't have to mean an exchange in kind. It could mean you want to have a perception of yourself. You think you can influence another person's perception of you by doing nice things, giving gifts, etc. So be honest with yourself. All right, a major learning goal this course has set is to reverse your view of giving so you can receive. For giving has become a source of fear, and so you would avoid the only means by which you can receive. Accept God's peace and joy, and you will learn a different way of looking at a gift. God's gifts will never lessen when they are given away. They but increase thereby. So there's another thing that's probably a little distorted in our culture, to just keep giving because you will be receiving. That's just the quantum mechanics of how this works. As heaven's peace and joy intensify when you accept them as God's gift to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept His joy and peace as yours. True giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. It adds to all that is complete already, not in simple terms of adding more, for that implies that it was less before. It adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away, securing it forever for itself. Today, accept God's peace and joy as yours. Let Him complete Himself as He defines completion. You will understand that what completes Him must complete His Son as well. He cannot give through loss. No more can you. Receive His gift of joy and peace today, and He will thank you for your gift to Him. Today, our practice periods will start a little differently. Begin today by thinking of those brothers who have been denied by you the peace and joy that are their right under the equal laws of God. Here you denied them to yourself, and here you must return to claim them as your own. Think of your enemies a little while and tell each one as he occurs to you, my brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. So this is the deeper part of the lesson here, where you're asked to go into those places where you know that you have resentments, judging, grudges against someone. And maybe even recently, this morning, I had a great opportunity to go not too far back in history and look at how I was setting something up in my mind to make things happen the way that I want them to happen. And I use this lesson as an opportunity to give God's peace and joy to this other person. And I really felt like I let go of my desire to manipulate and control the situation to get the outcome that I wanted. So this is so helpful for you. It's excellent when you can do this with humility, with honesty and truth about yourself, because you know what you're doing. You know how you're setting things up, going in for the layup or whatever. It's like, we're so brilliant. The ego is so brilliant in how it executes these plans. But just know that you're not winning. And when you do stuff like that, you're actually hurting yourself. You're lowering your own frequency and vibration. You haven't won anything. You didn't get over. It's like you're not using compassion and unconditional love and gentleness and open-mindedness and limitlessness in your thinking when you're trying to do these things. So this lesson, if you really get into it, can help you so much with letting go of some of the stuff that's weighing you down. Thus, you prepare yourself to recognize God's gifts to you and let your mind be free of all that would prevent success today. Now are you ready to accept the gift of peace and joy that God has given you? Now are you ready to experience the joy and peace you have denied yourself? Now you can say, God's peace and joy are mine, for you have given what you would receive. You must succeed today if you prepare your mind as we suggest, for you have let all bars to peace and joy be lifted, and what is yours can come to you at last. So tell yourself, God's peace and joy are mine. And close your eyes a while and let his voice assure you that the words you speak are true. Spend your 5 minutes thus with him each time you can today, but do not think that less is worthless when you cannot give him more. At least remember hourly to say the words which call to him to give you what he wills to give and wills you receive. Determine not to interfere today with what he wills. And if a brother seems to tempt you to deny God's gifts to him, that's the ego part of you. See it as but another chance to let yourself receive the gifts of God as yours. Then bless your brother thankfully and say, my brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. And that's the Sunday sermon for today. Be honest with yourself. Dig deep with this lesson. Bring up those people and allow that healing to happen, right? If we really see one another as equal, our brothers and sisters, all of humanity are one consciousness, one entity that has decided to come into these little, fractals of experience on planet Earth. If we really see each other in that way, we're all on a very challenging adventure. Like, we don't actually know, at least not yet. We don't have the foresight and the inner sight, the inner hearth sight just yet, right? So we're on an adventure. We don't know what anything is for. We don't know why we came here, most of us. We're just doing our best. Everyone, even the people that piss you off the most, are doing their best. They're doing their best. They have guides and teachers. They don't need you to control everything. And I'm talking to myself, by the way. All these videos, when I say you, I'm talking to me too. This is a great lesson, and I hope that you take it in and you become a super spreader of love, light, truth, and gratitude today. That you teach people through your practices, whether they know it or not, what you're doing, your beingness, your illumination level is increasing and pushing out into the field wherever you are. And it's making a difference. Believe that, trust in that, and do this lesson today with as much integrity as possible. And I promise you, you're gonna have some amazing results and more receiving opportunities coming to you. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day today, and I will see you back on the next video.